Now we will talk about diffusion. Diffusion is the spreading of particles. Diffusion only happens in two cases. First case is the diffusion in gases, and the second case is the diffusion in liquids. We will see each case. First, we will talk about the diffusion in gases. Let us imagine that we are in a lab, and a student opens a bottle that contains gas. The gas has a strong odor, like ammonia gas. After a few seconds, everybody will be able to smell it. Why do you think so? We previously said that the particles in the gases are far apart from one another, and there is a lot of cavities between them. This allows anything to move very easily. So, the diffusion in gases is fast, since the particles are so far away from each other. Thus, particles are free to move around. Let's look at this example. In this diagram, the small particles are the air particles, and the red circle is the ammonia gas that was spread in the lab. Notice how the red circle is traveling to the different blue circles, even though they are far away from one another. Because the ammonia gas was able to spread out very easily, we can smell the odor in the air. We must pay attention to something. Particles don't move in the same speed. Some move fast and some move slow. This all depends on the weight of the particle. The lighter it is, the faster it can move. And now let's talk about the diffusion in liquids. It is not as fast as the gases. It takes a longer period of time to happen. And now why is that? We will look at the arrangement of the particles. The arrangement of the particles inside the liquid is different than the arrangement of particles in the gas. There are cavities between the particles in the liquid. However, the cavities are much less. Thus, any diffusion that will happen in the liquid will be slow, due to the fact that there isn't a lot of cavities. So, diffusion in liquids is slow. It may take days. This is because there are only small gaps between the particles. Let us look at this diagram. The blue circles in the jar are the particles that are found in the liquid. The red circles are different particles that we added to the liquid. So we notice that the red particles are diffusing inside the liquid slowly. They are not diffusing as fast as they would in gas. It may take days to diffuse inside the liquid. However, eventually they will diffuse due to the cavities. We also have another example in the book. There is a jar that has water, and there is also a small jar inside the big jar that has a strongly colored solution. The diffusion process here will take days for the particles to move from the small jar to the big jar. Thus, it will take longer than the gas and the air. The particles will move up to the small jar and diffuse inside the water of the big jar. However, it will take days because it is slower.